Growing on Instagram is becoming more and more difficult. However, today I may have a solution for you. An insider from Instagram has leaked the secrets to growing your Instagram account and winning inside the algorithm, which today I will be discussing with you. Hi, my name is Josh. Over the past 6 years, I've grown a bunch of Instagram accounts collectively into the millions and millions of followers for myself and for clients. And I make 2 videos every single week teaching you how to smash it on Instagram. So make sure you subscribe. Now, a blogger by the name of Rachel, who runs RainyLoon.com, released an article a couple months ago titled "Why Your Instagram Engagement Kind of Sucks Right Now." Now, in this article, Rachel claims that someone from Instagram's team reached out willing to give her the secrets to how Instagram works so that she can better grow her audience on the platform. Now, she decided to keep the name of this person anonymous, which is pretty convenient. Now, this person that Rachel titled Mr. IG revealed the 3 key tips and secrets to how the algorithm works and how to grow your audience faster, which we will cover in the 3 following segments. 1, the algorithm cheat code. 2, exactly how often you should be posting on Instagram to grow at an optimal rate. And then 3, the key factor for success, as well as some bonus stuff about the algorithm. Now, just quickly, before we dive into the first point, the author of this blog post said that the most important thing that she learned from this call with the Instagram insider is that Instagram are tracking over 500 different things of the way that you use the app and the way that people interact with your content. Now, this is not just how many likes you get, how many comments you get, or how many shares you get, but it's also how you engage on the platform, how you use the platform, what content you engage with, and so forth, and hundreds of other small, tiny factors. Then based off this overall score you're given in the algorithm, that will determine whether your content is either pushed by Instagram and seen by more people, or restricted and seen by less people. Now, obviously, it's likely that likes, comments, shares, and saves on your content is the heaviest weighted factor in the algorithm as to whether or not your content is pushed by Instagram. However, it is interesting that she claims that there are hundreds of other tiny things that are being tracked and Instagram are looking at. Now, let's get into the main points to see what we can learn from Mr. IG. Now, firstly, the algorithm cheat code. Those of you who watch the channel regularly and consume a lot of my content can probably guess this. I'll let you have a quick think. 3, 2, 1. Instagram Reels. Now, to quote the blog post, Reels are a new Instagram feature meant to be a competitor to TikTok. They haven't been rolled out in every country yet, which I've seen a lot of you in the comments talking about. I'm sorry, I don't know any fixes to it if you don't have it, but Reels are the current cheat code to success for Instagram right now. They are also one of the reasons why so many people saw their engagement tank this fall, or for those of you on the same side of the world as me, this spring. Now, according to the article, this is because Reels are currently boosted in the algorithm. Once the Reels feature isn't so new a few months from now, it will likely be downgraded to normal weight. Now, I just want to mention that this article was posted a couple months ago, which means now is that point that they are talking about where they are saying it will likely be back to a normal weight. However, that is not yet the case. Instagram Reels at the moment are still insane. If you saw my video recently with Aaron, who grew his account from 0 to 10,000 plus followers in 10 days by posting a couple of Instagram Reels per day, you will know that Instagram Reels are still insane. I personally think they're still going to be insane for the next 2 to 3, maybe 4 months, maybe even longer, maybe shorter, but jump on them now. They then said, if you are not posting at least 1 reel per week, the algorithm will punish all of your posts. Interesting. The author of this blog post then went on to say that the Instagram insider suggested posting 4 to 7 reels per week to get the absolute best result. But she said, as a normal person, posting once per week as an Instagram reel would be fine and would keep you inside of the algorithm. She also said by posting 1 reel per week rather than 4 to 7, it would help you keep your sanity, because I know posting every single day on Instagram when it is not your full-time income is a lot. Now, allegedly, according to this article, Instagram also have a team of people who are out there manually watching Instagram Reels, finding reels that they enjoy, and then manually, artificially, however you want to call it, pushing those reels onto the explore page, even if they're not quite hitting the algorithm. Just if the Instagram team finds them, loves the content, they will pick those reels out and push them according to this article. Now, if you want to be one of those selected reels, you have to create your reel inside of the Instagram app, which makes sense. They're not going to be pushing content that is made from TikTok and then reposted. Now, they said that if your content is reposted, it doesn't mean it's going to get no reach, even though sometimes that is the case. It just means that it won't be artificially pushed by the Instagram team. Now, the idea that Instagram have a team of people out there watching content, finding ones they like, and manually pushing it seems rather weird to me. I would have thought they would have just had an algorithm and sorted it based on watch time and engagement and put all of these factors into that, but this post is claiming that it's the case, and I have no reason to believe otherwise. Now, the second point that they revealed in this article is how often you should post on Instagram. This is, of course, according to the Instagram Insider. Now, they said that Instagram love it when you use a whole range of their features and content styles, which does make sense. And in this case, they are more likely to promote your content. Now, to quote the article, they like it when you post a combination of normal posts, reels, IGTV, stories, shoppable posts, etc. You know those little events they do in stories like the I voted sticker, participate in that school spirit kind of junk. The algorithm likes it when you use the in-app camera and filters, geolocation tagging, messaging, story buttons, all of that stuff. The more engagement you create on Instagram, the more you get pushed. So if you're creating content for stories, adding in those polls and shoppable stuff and stickers is going to add to your engagement, and according to this article, push you inside of the algorithm. And this, according to the Instagram Insider, is the perfect formula for how often to post on Instagram. 3 feed posts per week, 8 to 10 stories per week, and 4 to 7 Instagram Reels per week, as we mentioned before. Now, 2 of these seem very accurate. A feed post every second day and an Instagram Reel every single day. If you can keep up with that and post really high quality content at that rate, you're going to grow really fast doing that, especially if it's original, unique, and super valuable stuff that is designed in a high quality way. And saying that, being able to hit all of those things and then post 3 times a week as well as 7 Instagram Reels, that is a lot. I get it. Now, the weird thing that stands out to me of these 3 is the Instagram Stories part, saying you should be posting 8 to 10 per week. That would mean 1 to 1.5 stories per day. And that is not a lot of stories. I have to at least show off my breakfast, my lunch, my dinner, sometimes even a coffee, and that brings 21 to 28 Instagram stories per week before I even get started on interesting, engaging, valuable content. Now, jokes aside, there's not a lot of stories. 8 to 10 per week is very minimal. I find posting anywhere from 3 to 10 stories per day is pretty much the optimal amount, and I've seen no negative effects from posting more than 10 per day on your story. Although I've never really averaged 10 or more stories a day. That's only like if I do a Q&A or if I'm promoting something or I'm sharing a bunch of testimonials. Usually I sort of do 3 to 5 at any one time, which would equal 21 to 35 per week, or so on. And in fact, the more stories that I post that are interesting and people engage with, the more story views I get. So if I've got 5 or 6 stories up at a time, all of them have got story polls or questions or Q&As or swipe ups or shoppable stuff, I actually find that my views increase and my content gets seen by more people. And posting this many stories doesn't have to be all planned out and stressful. If you see an interesting news article that relates to your niche, screenshot it, post it on your story, add a question. If you get a testimonial from a customer or a client or a student, post it on your story and add a poll or a swipe up link or something like that. If you're doing something cool and you want to share it with your audience, post it. Right like that, that's 3 different ways of content that you can put out there very easily. A 4th way that is very easy to do as well is if you see an interesting post that relates to your audience, share it to your story. Boom. That's an easy 4 pieces of content for your story every day that is very, very easy to do. Just naturally post what you're up to, and if you can make your stories more interactive by using the tools and features that Instagram provide, you will get more engagement and reach. So I do call bull on the story count of doing 8 to 10 per week, but the other 2 do seem very accurate, and maybe I could be wrong. I'm always open to that. Maybe 8 to 10 per week is optimal. I just haven't seen that personally. I've seen posting more than that to be better, but maybe if there's some proof that this actually is coming from someone at Instagram, then definitely I could be wrong. Now, before we move on to the final point, one thing I do want to mention when it comes to Reels is even though the article says 4 to 7 Reels per week, if you have to choose between making 3 Instagram Reels that are really high quality, engaging, and interesting per week, or making 7 Instagram Reels to fit the quota, that are average and not quite as good, go with the 3 great ones per week. You will see exponentially better results. You don't necessarily want to increase the quantity if it means a massive difference in quality. You want to find that nice balance in between. We can get enough content out there, but it is still a good quality. And the last thing I want to add before we go into this final point is do take this information from this article with a grain of salt. So far, I have seen zero evidence from this article that this Instagram insider actually exists and actually gave her this information. I'm not saying that she's made this up to generate a lot of traffic to her blog, which in turn makes her a lot of money through potentially affiliate links, awareness, authority, and through sales of her shop, but there is zero evidence to show that she hasn't made it up. So just be careful. All I will say is that in 6 years of Instagram marketing and knowing a lot of people who run agencies in the space and a lot of influencers who have got millions of followers, I've never once seen Instagram reach out to offer advice around the algorithm and growing an audience organically. Often they may reach out if you are spending a lot of money on their ad platform to help you with verification, name claims, and ad accounts getting banned if you're spending millions of dollars with them. I just haven't heard of people being reached out to for organic growth, although this could be a new situation. Maybe I just don't know about it. Lots of the advice above is accurate, but just always be careful of things that aren't verifiable and aren't coming directly from Instagram through their blog or through one of their social media channels, such as on Twitter or on their creator's Instagram account, or so on, or coming from a third party but with plenty of supporting evidence. So they've tested something and shown the results with evidence to back it up. Finally, and the third point, it's all about consistency. Now, the article claimed that the insider said this: the algorithm encourages posting more often, but some of us still have a small slither of mental health that we wish to keep. So he gave me advice for us weaklings who are actually human, and that is to be consistent over time. Then she went on to add, publish your post consistently at the same time during your followers' peak hours over a long period of time. The algorithm likes these consistencies and patterns, which is great advice. You should find when your followers are most active, both the days they are most active and the hours on those days where they are most active. You should then be posting your content consistently at the same time to match those times every single week over a long period of time and build up that consistency. So not only are you getting consistent with the algorithm, but your audience also know that you post at this time of day and they can then see your content. Now, she wrapped up the article by saying, following all of these instructions right away will not cause you to see instant success and growth. The key is to be consistent and persistent over time, which again is great advice. You should not expect to see insane results in a couple of days or a week or even a month. Some of these strategies you will see quicker results than others. If you start posting reels, you'll probably see results in a couple of days to a couple of weeks if you're consistent with it. Other strategies like posting at the same time every single week over a long period of time, you might not see the same results in 1 or 2 weeks, but over a couple of months, you will see things improve. And yes, I do agree with the third point. Consistency is key. It's been said a million times, and every single YouTuber who talks about Instagram growth or every single blogger who talks about it has said it because it's true, it's accurate. You need to be consistent at anything to get good at it and to expect great results. Now, I hope this video has been interesting and shed some light on the Instagram algorithm. I do want to iterate that this is only allegedly from an insider. There's no real proof that they actually are one, although a lot of the information in here is sound advice that can be backed up, aside from a couple of minor things. So, like anything, take it with a grain of salt, test it. If it works, stick with it. If it doesn't work, drop it, forget it, and use what is working best for you. That's it from me. Make sure you like the video, subscribe if you want to see 2 videos like this every single week. I've also released my first paid ebook, which goes over everything you need to grow a profitable Instagram following. And for those of you who get that now, you'll also get my Instagram crash course as a bonus, which I used to sell, but I no longer do. So if you want to get those, that is linked below, or should be linked below. And aside from that, see you in the next video.